Some major breaking news on this Albert Ojwang murder story that we have been following up for you for the last couple of days, and it has now been confirmed by the government pathologist who has done the autopsy this morning at the city mortuary that Albert Ojwang indeed did not commit suicide by banging his head on the wall as the police had actually reported earlier. Now, this is what has happened just a few minutes ago at the city mortuary, where the autopsy was being conducted by the pathologist in the presence of the family's lawyers and the people close to the late Albert Ojwang. And the autopsy, according to the government pathologist, his name is Bernard Media, is saying that Albert Ojwang, who died at the Central Police Station, was assaulted and suffered multiple body injuries. Yes, according to Bernard, he says that Ojwang did not hit himself on the wall as was earlier reported in a police report. And actually his words were exactly when he examined, he said that the pattern of injury, especially on the trauma he found on the head, hitting against a blunt substance like a wall, would have a pattern. Yes. And he says that in the event of a person, when you hit yourself on the wall, frontal bleeding on the head would have been seen. Like when you, it's just basic science, physics, guys. When you hit yourself on the wall, then the bleeding should start from here. But he says that they missed frontal bleeding when doing the autopsy on the late Albert. He says that the bleeding that they found on the scalp, on the skin of the head, it was spaced. The bleeding was spaced, including on the face, on the sides of the head, and on the back of the head. You understand? So he says that the bleed they found on the scalp, on the skin of the head, it was spaced, meaning that it came from various sides. He continued to say that when they tie up together the bleeding that was seen on the head together with other injuries that were well spread on the parts of the body, including the upper limbs and the trunk, this was unlikely to be self-inflicted injury. That is what Mr. Bernard said. And you remember, I conducted this autopsy alongside the family's representative Mutuma Zambezi. Also dismissed the possibility of Ojwang injuring himself. Yes, so the post-mortem findings contradict of course what the police had said on Sunday. The police, they said that they had Ojwang had hit his head on a wall inside Central Police Station, but now the government pathologist Bernard, who has examined the body of the late Albert Ojwang, says that according to what they have seen, the injuries on the other parts of the body and on the head, the blood was not coming from one front line. That is the part that the police supposed to say that he had hit on the wall. Yes, and that makes this story now even more interesting, because now the government pathologist confirming that it is a clear confirmation that this was indeed a murder. Ojwang was beaten by the police who were to protect him and take him to custody at the Central Police Station, and he met his death due to several injuries, yes, on the head and on other parts of the body. You can have a listen to what the pathologist was saying, and also he was responding to questions from journalists present at the city mortuary. Have a listen in.
Spread all over the body that are pointing towards assault. And as I've just mentioned, we've taken specimens, and other investigative agencies are going to assist in getting other pieces of evidence which, pieced up together, will help in corroborating what we've just found. That's what we found. So if you have any questions, then I can be free to answer what I can.
Are you able to tell how long it been and you are being tortured? Are you able to tell from what it is? Are you able to tell for how long you
Well, it's arguable about whether it's sequential, but the time span, it's within a short time. It could be same time, it could be within 1 day, 2 days, or several days, but it's difficult to tell and date them, temporarily, as in times of space.
A follow-up question. As an expert, I know the police gave some unreasonable reason as to why Ojwang died, saying he hit his head on the wall. As an expert and having examined the body, if that were to be the case, what signs would have been consistent with hitting one's head on the wall, and that the signs you've seen today completely dismiss that particular narrative?
Well, when I examine the whole the pattern of the injuries, especially on the head, the bleeds, the hematoma that are found on the head, hitting against a blunt substance, a wall, would have a particular pattern, a frontal bleeds. But the bleeds that we found on the scalp, on the skin of the head, was partially spread on all aspects, including the face, the sides of the head, and also the back of the head. When we tie up together with other injuries that are well spread in the body, including the upper limbs and the trunk, then this is unlikely to be self-inflicted injury.
Another question.
We have found a number of injuries, what I've just mentioned. Maybe because of the audience, I'll not describe them here in more detail. But what I would generally state is that there were signs of struggle within that. There were signs of struggle generally for consumption, but they are well described in the report that we'll deliver for consumption for investigative purposes.
Yes. Thank you. One last one. I know you briefed the family. Is the family satisfied?
Yes, we have all of us. We were 5 pathologists, and often we invite pathologists to represent different parties that are interested in this, and the family is well represented, and we are in agreement as to what I'm speaking here now. We're in concurrence, that's what I speak.
And there you have it. That is Mr. Bernard was speaking just a few minutes ago at the city mortuary. And now the murder of Albert Ojwang is causing so much disturbance online, and there are not Kenyans just who are going there to react to this. No, they are Kenyans who demand justice to be served for this family and the many other families that the young people have been taken away from them in the hands of the police, and the police brutality, which has been a big issue, especially under the government of President William Samoei Ruto. Now, his counterpart Raila Amolo Odinga had released a statement earlier just before this, and Raila spoke saying that they want answers on this, and he also condemned the police brutality of a comrade dying in the police station, who is supposed to protect us. And Raila's statement comes just after people were calling out for him because he sat down with the president, he made friends in the government, and he was supposed for so many years, whatever he has been a key member of the opposition fighting for the rights of Kenyans. But now he joined the government, and he has not been doing anything to try and ensure that he's fighting for the people. So the statement will not go so much into motivating people, because Raila is not nowadays people don't see him that much as of a leader of the opposition as they saw, because he's dining with the president. And yes, so that is the latest, the autopsy report. This is just the preliminary results given by Bernard, the government pathologist. Remember, Joseph Oduor stepped down to do the autopsy after it was revealed that there could be a conflict of interest because he was somehow related to the family of Albert Oduor. So it was just to make it fair, he just step down and not do the autopsy. So that is what is happening so far. It has been confirmed that Ojwang did not injure himself. This was not suicide as the police had claimed in a report on Sunday. That is for now. Be sure to subscribe. I'll be updating you on the latest. Bye bye for now.